Happy Friday. Welcome to Real Estate Talk with Leslie DeLuca. I try to be here every Friday to answer questions. Today's question comes from Gretchen in Seaside, and her question is, how long will it take for me to save for a down payment? Now, one of the greatest misconceptions is that you need 20% down to buy a house, and that is not true. Today, I hope that I can break down for you what it really takes for you to buy a home. And I also have a link here for you that shows you what gives you a link where you can read a blog that I wrote about what it really takes to save for a down payment, as much as how much you need to have as a down payment when buying a home. The reality is that most first-time home buyers have about 7% down, and buyers who are buying for a second time have about 12% down, and then many buyers have 17% down. But you don't need to have 20% down. There are loans where you can get 3% down. You can buy with 5% down. It just creates a different loan scenario. And the important thing to find out is really how much your buying power is, and then look at, with that buying power, is what type of loan would be best for you. I'll tell you a story. I'm working with a client right now who's an investor, and he wanted to put down 20%. And the lender told him that he would be better putting down 25%. Well, he didn't want to put down 25%. He only wanted to put down 20%. When the lender explained to him that a 25% down payment would make him have a better loan, he goes, I can do a 20% down for you, but it's going to be an ugly loan. And I thought, ugly loan, what does that mean? Well, what he said is, when you have 20% down, the loan fees and all of the different things that you have to pay for become so much that you're better off with a 25% down payment. So he opted for a 25% down payment, which made him have a better loan. So, the bottom line is, wherever you are in the process of saving for a down payment for a home, you actually may be closer to the process than you think. We can connect and we can do a 15-minute strategy session to actually see where you are in the process and talk about what it's going to take for you to save for a down payment. And let's talk about, what if you only need to save about 3%, and then make that so that you are able to take advantage of one of the 3% down payment loans that are available. Really, let's just take away that misconception of the 20% down payment. So there are actually more affordable options than 20% down payments. And the reality is that saving 3% for a down payment might not really take that long. In fact, it could take less than a year in most states, or, and in a lot of cases. So what you have to do is look at what your situation is. So let's just do the math of what is 3%? What is 3% of a purchase price that you would be comfortable with? And really, in looking at that 3%, again, we start from the other side, right? So it doesn't matter if you buy $1 million house or if you buy a $650,000 house, an $850,000 house. What really matters is, what are you comfortable paying monthly? That's really what's important, is what are you comfortable paying for monthly? And so in looking at what your down payment has to be, you also have to look at what you're comfortable paying for monthly. And so if you want a $2,500 a month payment, then you have to say, okay, so if I want to accomplish $2,500 a month, and I want this type of house, which is this purchase price, how much money do I need to actually have as a down payment? It's all in working. You kind of reverse engineer the whole thing, if that makes any sense. So, how can you save for a down payment? Like, what would be ways that you can save for a down payment? Let's just think about some ways that we can mastermind or put our heads together and think about what are some things that you waste money on that you could not do so that you could save money for a down payment. I mean, like, think about how much you spend going out to eat. Think about how much you spend on getting coffee instead of making it at home. That's the hugest one we hear all the time. Like, how much, spending on a $5 coffee. If you do $5 coffees once a day, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, that's like $40 a week, right? So if you have $40 a week that you spend getting coffee in the morning instead of making it at home, 40 times 5, 40 times 4, that's 80, it's 160. Let's say you're both doing that. Like, there's 2 of you doing that, right? So let's just say that you're each doing that. Let's say over $300 a month in just coffee at Starbucks or wherever. Okay, 300 times 12 months. Think about that savings. Do that math. Or let's say you go out to lunch every day. You go out to lunch every day. Lunch out is at least what? $10, $15 every day, right? If you go out to dinner once a week, it's at least $100. Think about all of those things. Now, I'm not saying we can't have fun, because we do want to have fun, but so my goal is to make everybody a homeowner, and it's not because of what I do for a living. It's kind of why I do it for a living, because the other day we were talking in one of my mastermind groups about, like, why do you do what you do? And why I do what I do is because I really believe that everybody in America and everybody in the world should own their own home if they want to. And so that's my passion, is to help everybody who wants to be a homeowner become one and show them how to do it. That's why I do this. And so it's just kind of my strategy for helping you. Like, you want to buy a house, you can. And I believe everybody can. Even those people that say, oh, I got too many bills, my credit's bad. You can change all of those things if you want it. If you want it. So the question of the day was, how much do I need to have to buy a home? What kind of down payment do I need? The answer is, you do not need 20% down. That's the big misconception. How do you save that money if you don't have it? There's lots of ways to save that money. I personally like to tell people that you should take, you never should pay more than 28% of your total income in housing, right? So 28% of your total income is all you should spend on housing. That's the rule. But I always tell people, like, for instance, take 20% out of every check you get and put it away. Don't even use it. Just put it in savings. And if you do that, that will add up so quickly. It'll make your head spin. And then you'll have a down payment. And then you'll have money in the bank. And you won't be living paycheck to paycheck. So anyway, if there's any questions, you can put them in the chat. You can direct message me. But I did put here in the description a link that you can go to if you would like to read my blog about how to save for a down payment and about down payments. And then there's also a guide that I wrote called 5 Things You Need to Know Before You Start Shopping for a Home. And if you'd like to get that guide, just text 5 things to 831-322-6080. and my team will get that right out to you. I should probably put that up here, but it's 831-322-6080, and just text that to that number, 5 things, and we'll get that right out to you. 5 things you need to know before shopping for a home. It's the wild, wild west out there, kids. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you another story, because stories are good. So I'm working with a lot of buyers right now, and we're writing great offers, and it's just multiple offer situations. Things are going crazy. So yesterday I get a multiple counter offer, and it was a good counter. And so I call my client and I said, we got a counter and here's what the counter is. And they're like, great. And I said, okay, I'm sending it to you. So I sent it to them. In the meantime, I get a call from the listing agent, and she said, oh, Leslie, I'm so sorry. It was a multiple counter offer. The other people signed the counter, sent it back. I sent it to the sellers, and they accepted it. Wanted to cry. I mean, that's how fast this market's moving. So I said, well, I just got this like 10 minutes ago, and mine's in DocuSign. We're signing it too. She said, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What, would you like to be in backup? I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll be in backup. But that's like the second time that happened this week. So it's crazy. So also, folks out there, if you have a house that you'd like to sell, there's lots of buyers that are ready, willing, and able to buy homes. And so if you're thinking about selling, now's a really great time to sell, because you will get top dollar for your home, and you will sell it quickly. I know a lot of people are thinking about moving to other states, and I've talked to a lot of people this week that are thinking about moving to Atlanta, they're thinking about moving to Florida, they're thinking about moving to Arizona. And if you are thinking about that as well, I am globally connected, and I have friends in all states, all over the country that I can refer you to. So if you're thinking of moving to another state, also message me, because I can introduce you to some really, really great agents all over the country. Just let me know. We can sell your house in California and get you out of California and move you someplace else. And you don't even have to go in there blind, because I have lots of friends all over. I have friends everywhere. And particularly in those states, Florida, people want to go to Atlanta, people want to go to Arizona. So let me know. Anyway, you want to know how to save for a down payment? Let's do a 15-minute strategy session. If you'd like to know about how to save for a down payment and defunk the myths about the 20% down, click on that link that I have for you. In the meantime, have a great weekend, and keep those questions coming in, because I love answering them. This is Real Estate Talk with Leslie DeLuca of Real Estate Experts on the Monterey Peninsula. Have a great weekend.